What's up, everybody? Good evening, and welcome to the next episode of the Kings Cort July edition. We all were busy last month, so that's why we didn't get a chance to be here with you all. But this is somewhat going to be a continuation from the May episode. But for the ones that's tuning in, you're going to get a chance to throw some random questions and answers before we really get into it. What's up, y'all? We back.
Hey, y'all.
What's up?
We back in here. What's going on, y'all? It's been a while.
I know.
Like it's been forever.
All right. But it's good to be back. Good to be back with the crew once again. It's good to be back with our audience, man. Hope y'all been holding it down since we've been gone. Just had to go away for a few weeks just to refresh and revitalize our brains so that we can come back and give y'all the best content out there. So it's good to be back. Good to be back with the crew, and ready to see what we're gonna get into tonight.
Yes, sir. So, question for y'all. I just thought about this. Backing off our last episode, have y'all countered anything or seen anything that kind of reflects our previous episode that you kind of like to talk about?
You want to ask?
I mean, just thinking of something like
that's the question you want to ask, Nate. Like you coming out the gate strong, my boy. That's the question you want to ask.
I mean,
not my boy.
You don't even have to
go
go
ahead.
on situation.
I'm sorry. Ant was about to.
No, I was trying to hear what you said to Nate. I didn't hear you at first, but no, that's definitely a strong question, Nate. I don't know. I've been seeing recently a lot of. And I guess, let me know y'all thoughts on this. So, we've heard time and time again, the dating pool has piss in it and all that stuff. And so, and I guess maybe a question for Courtney. So I've been seeing more and more where women have been like knowingly or unknowingly involved with like men who are already in a relationship or married men, like it kind of depends on the situation. And so it made me think about something that I heard before where it's like, there's not as many good men available as there once was.
Let me sit up for this.
She said, let me sit up.
There's not as many good men as there once was. So women, and I don't believe this, but I just wanted to get your thoughts. So women need to get more comfortable with the idea of sharing men. I'm
not getting comfortable with a goddamn thing. If that means that I'm not getting comfortable with a goddamn thing. I'm triggered. Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. You know what I'm learning? Right. You know what I'm finding out? And I'm not, listen to me, hear me from my heart. I love y'all. Y'all my dogs. Like, so this is no attack on y'all. I think every last one of y'all are great men. Okay. So I want y'all to, and even to the audience, let me throw something out here because I am very triggered. I'll probably give y'all a whole bunch of story time tonight. We're going to have a real interesting conversation. But my experience, I'm not talking about anybody on here. I'm not trying to make it seem like a bitter black woman. That's not where I'm coming from. I want y'all to hear me from another place. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to understand that I'm just speaking from a woman's perspective in things that I have recently encountered, but I'm not, this is not an attack on all black men. I'm just letting y'all know, my experience, right? So I just want to throw out that disclaimer because I don't want nobody to be like, oh, she a bitter black. No, I'm not. But I think that, we have to be more vocal about things that we experience because how else do you let people know? How else do we get educated? You know what I'm saying? If it was something that y'all noticed that black women were doing, I would want y'all to share that with me. You know what I'm saying? So that we can be better, So again, not an attack on black men. And even through my anger, I still love the fellas. Like I still love black men. Black men just don't love me for whatever reason right now. But anyway, my point, what I was about to say is, what I have noticed is that it's a lot of guys who's not ready. They act like they ready for a relationship. They act like they ready to settle down. They act like they want to have a monogamous relationship, but they so screwed up mentally from their childhood. They got so many goddamn mommy issues that they can't sustain anything. For example, I just got punked. Like, I'm talking about, I got punked so hard, y'all. I was looking around like, where's Ashton Kutcher? I know that nigga gonna pop out from somewhere and say, pull out the camera crew. Pull out the camera crew. Where's the cameras? Where's Ashton? I got punked so hard. And when I really sat with it and I peeled back the layers of it, I saw every last thing. All the red flags started to show, right? And I take my accountability for it because I saw them and I looked over them. So I have to take accountability for that, so I take my own accountability. However, my point is, going back to what I'm saying about men, we gotta be more honest and vocal about where we are. We gotta seek therapy for those issues that we need healing in. If we can't, some people need a little extra. A lot of people just pray, the Lord help them, that's cool. Some people need a little extra. They have to see a therapist. We have got to stop wasting people's time. And that's men and women. I'm not just going to put it on men, because you got some women who are the same way. You're not ready for that. You're not ready. So why are you wasting somebody's time? Why are you leading somebody on? Why are you putting somebody in a situation where at the end of the day, somebody gonna get hurt behind your behavior? Like, to me, that's bizarre. So I don't think that women need to get comfortable with sharing. I think these niggas need to man up and start saying what it is and what it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all adults. Like, anybody who's still playing over the age of 30, you got a mental illness. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. If you still playing games over the age of 30, I'm gonna give you some grace in your 20s, because you still trying to figure, we all trying to figure life out. You still playing games over the age of 30, you got a mental illness. And I just feel like it's our responsibility as adults to seek the help that we need, so that we don't pull other people in our mess. If you a dude and you got mommy issues, baby, go square that up with your mama. Cause I'm gonna whoop you like your mama should.
Well, dang, let me drink some water after that one.
I'm gonna whoop you like your mama should. If you a woman and you got dad issues, clear that up. You know what I'm saying? Before you try to, because what we do is we go looking for something, and we so messed up internally that we can't give love and we can't receive it. So forget love languages. You can't even get to that part if you ain't ready for love in general.
So let me ask you, do y'all feel like it's a thing of people just don't know what that people are hiding their true intent, or they don't really know what their intention is, or is it a combo of both?
I think it's a combination.
I don't think people are stupid. I think, especially, the men that Courtney is describing. And I didn't ask that question to trigger you, Courtney. So, but I think men just, the men that operate that way, they just want to have their cake and eat it too. Like, they just know, like, hey, I have this situation I can fall back on, but at the same time,
I think they gay. I think they gay. Particularly the one I'm talking about. I think he like boys.
It's gonna be one of those.
I think he like boys.
Okay.
Let's dig into that a little bit more, because I want to.
I'm just gonna sit back.
I want to understand.
I think he likes.
I'm just gonna sit back. I'm just gonna sit back.
A man that seeks out like the attention, or has a lot of women, you feel like
he like boys.
Okay.
You want to know why? I got reasons.
Yes, please explain.
Yeah, give your experience. Sound off.
I do want to get into this.
Oh Lord.
Again, hear my heart speaking from experience. I'm not. This is not an attack.
No, for sure. We just want to understand.
But I have to educate, and not, for young ladies who watch it, even y'all, my guys. Like, I want to let y'all know why I feel this way. First and foremost, in my situation, looking at the family dynamic, whole family is some hoes. Whole family was hoes. Your daddy a hoe. Drove your mama crazy. It's a relatively large family. So all the brothers, hoes. Everybody a hoe. So when you look at that and you look at the big picture, what are the odds that one person out of a whole family, you the one walking the straight and narrow? What are the odds? And I'm not saying it can't happen, because there are people who say, I don't want that for my life. You know what I'm saying? And I have to hold space for that, right? But what are the odds that you are the only one out of this big family that's walking the straight and narrow? Now, here's where the gay part comes in. You want to be like them so bad, but you're not. So you get all these women and you play all these mind games and you do all these things when really, and what makes the gay part coming is how you treat the women. It's not necessarily that you got a bunch of women. It's how you, when a man treats a woman like he hates her, he does. He like boys. He like boys. Okay. Now, I didn't get treated bad. I can't, but when I found out about the other young lady, treated her like a dog. So much so that I was disgusted to the point that I literally, y'all, when I say like I walked away clean, like I never said another word to him. When I found out, it was immediately blocked on everything, and I don't want no closure. I never had to have it, because any man that can treat a woman, I don't care. That's why I tell people all the time, all these women going back and forth with each other. Why are we doing that as black women? Why are we doing that to each other? You mad at the wrong one. Go check that nigga. Go beat that nigga up. I'm never going to another woman as a woman. I'm going to another woman as my sister. I'm going to another woman as my friend, saying, hey, you don't deserve that. Hey, let's talk this thing out. I feel like both of us might be, in a bad situation. I'm never going to another woman as a woman. I'm not doing that, because it's him. You got to look at the common denominator. And it would be the same thing if it was two women playing, or a woman playing two dudes, you know what I'm saying? Or a woman playing however many dudes. You got to look at the common denominator. If the woman is the common denominator, baby, go check your girl. Don't come to me as no dude. I feel like I would feel the same way if I was a dude. Like, go check your shorty, So once I found out, I deaded it, because any man that could treat me like I'm a peer, but look at another woman and treat her anything less than a queen, you like boys. I don't feel like there's any man, whether you're talking to someone in a romantic way or a platonic way, whatever. I can't see a man treating a woman less than something beautiful. I don't care, y'all. And again, like, I give grace to younger people, but even younger people, it's like, what would make y'all do that? Like, have y'all mistreated a woman in that way?
You mean as far as just like cheating, or
no? I mean, how you handle, not necessarily cheating, you talk to them, do you put your hands on them? Do you berate them, belittle them? Do you call them out of their name? Of course not.
That was instilled during my childhood.
I do think, like, what if there's the possibility, like, and you're talking about like unresolved trauma and all that. Like, what if he just has a terrible relationship with his mom, and he hates women because of it? And I'm not talking about that situation.
I think he hates women I think he hates his mama because she let his daddy run over her all them years and she never left. You know, I think that could be a part of it.
Yeah.
That could be a part of it. But again, I tell, my thing is we're not responsible for the trauma that happened to us as children. We are responsible for seeking help and healing as adults so that we don't repeat patterns, so that we can break cycles. And so I do feel like a lot of his behavior, like I said, is trauma related. But as a grown man with children, baby, you got to get it together. You got to get it together. So I don't hold no space. I hold no grace. You a dog to me. You a dog to me. There's no excuse.
Anybody who's putting their hands on women or, verbally abusing them, physically abusing them, whatever it might be, like there's no crazy. There's no.
And somebody would say, "Oh, well, it didn't happen to you." I don't care. It happened to my sister. And people are like, "Oh, you don't know her?" Oh, well, she's a young Black woman. And me, as a Black woman, I'm never going to praise another Black woman being mistreated. Oh. I'm never going to praise that. I don't care nothing about, oh, well, and he kept coming back to that don't make me proud. And that's another thing, Black, I'm talking to the sisters now. This whole ego trip, we got to cut that out. It is not a compliment for a man to bounce back between 1, 2, 3, however many women, and then he keep coming back to you. That's not a compliment. That should not make you feel good as a woman. You know what I'm saying? I feel like us in 2026, we got life completely messed up. Our minds are like screwed. Like, that's nothing to be proud of. Oh, he chose me. He picked me over her. Are you stupid? Are you dumb?
Or the ones that'll be on some, he might be over there all the time, but get what? He make his way back over here. Yeah, dog.
Only question I got for you.
That low.
Only question I got for you is, ho, is you cool? Is you cool? Is you cool? That's not cute, y'all. That's not cute. And I don't know, y'all. Y'all give me some grace. I'm turning 40 this year. Y'all know I've been talking about that. I'll be 40, God, let me see, October. I turned 40. So my mindset is different now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with that rah-rah in these games and stuff. People are too old. Like, people are dying. Life is short. I want to live a good life. I want to be with one person who loves me and I can love them. I'm not with this sharing and passing around and doing all of this and hiding and trying to have your cake and eat it too. Like, that's crazy. But I literally almost feel like, I just don't know if it exists no more, y'all. I don't know if, because everybody's mindset is on these situationships and things of that sort. I don't know. I just don't know.
I love the fact that you brought up about why your take was that the guy was what he was because of the way that he treat women. Because I mean, I know the other bros speak on it too. Like even my own experience when I was younger, because I grew up around more. I played sports and everything, but I was around my mom and the women in my family more than some of the guys in my family.
Yeah.
And to me, watching the experiences they went through made me really intentional about when I get out here dating women and everything, I got to be really careful about how I move. Because if this is not the example that I'm seeing right now, then I can't get out here and be on some foolishness because I know I'm going to go home here. Because if I wasn't going to tolerate another guy dating my mom that I wasn't feeling on this type of time, why am I going to go do this to another young lady? So, of course, like you said, that's something that you learn as you grow, something that you learn as you get older. But it's some people that their hate for their parent translates into the relationships, and and that's why it's so big to make sure that you are still dealing with yourself, even going into a dating situation, because you don't want your problems to be overwhelmed for ladies to your guy and guys to your woman, because you don't want that to be a problem where they're thinking that they're the issue when in fact you're not really addressing what's been going on behind the scenes. So they're trying to figure out how can I help you get better at what you're going through, but the whole time you ain't ready to do it. So, and that's one thing about me. Like one thing I can respect about people that take their time. Let me make this clear. It's no time stamp on when you need to be in a relationship, when you need to have kids, when you need to be married. Do not let social media convince you otherwise. Because I know a lot of times y'all probably see the posts going around. It's a red flag if a man or a woman don't have such and such by 30, don't have such and such by 35. Everybody's experience is different. Right. And if you know you're not 100% ready to be in a situation, then don't jump into something. And then, as Cort said about having a cake and eat it too, I'd rather if you know that you're trying to have fun, go have your fun. Don't waste nobody's time whose intention is to be in a long-term or serious relationship, because that becomes a problem and reputation carries. And we're in a world now where back in the day, you will buy word. Man, we got so much stuff out here from social media, these dating apps. Watch out for him. Let me tell you what he did, such. So all that stuff follows you. So you got to be careful out here.
You really do. And that was my thing. Like, there's so much out here. I know we're all in different places, but Atlanta is the hub for HIV. And I'm just like, how reckless can you be to just be out here, spiraling off your childhood trauma? And another thing I neglected to say, there was a point in time where he was teased by his own father concerning his sexuality, whether he was or not. So I think there's double. I think you don't like your mom, you don't like your daddy neither. So you working overtime trying to prove a point instead of just being true to yourself and who you really are. Because I absolutely, I'm not being funny. I think he like boys. But you so busy trying to overcompensate and prove a point. You hate your father so much, but you turned into him, and you're doing the same thing to women that he did to women.
That's why I think self-inventory and self-reflection are so important. It's like, you have sometimes, like, I expect my family to hold me accountable. Like, if I'm doing something wrong or if I'm mistreating people, I expect them to check me. But not all families operate like that. So you got people out here that are doing stuff like that, mistreating people, whatever situation might be, and they making excuses for the person or excusing it because of maybe what happened in the past.
I do want to hold one small speck of grace, because there are instances where when that's all you've ever seen, it's all you know.
Yeah. That's
when
true.
it's the only thing you know. You don't know anything else, and they can't hold nobody in the family can hold anybody accountable because they all grew up the same way, seeing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever really made it out, and I feel sorry for people like that. But at the same time, again, it's like, I know for me, my life changed when I had a daughter. All the things that I experienced, all the trauma, all the stuff that I knew that I went through, I wanted nothing more than to get help so that I don't pass that to her, so that she don't go through what I went through, so that she don't have to suffer in the way that I suffered. So to me, in my mind, when you become a parent, it's like a light bulb come on, and you just instantly want better for your children. So that's why I'm like, while I do hold space and grace, it's just something about parenthood that kicks it up a notch for you, and you want a better life for your kids, so you get the help that you need in order to do that.
100%.
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep though, because it's so unfortunate, because when you really sit and think about people's family situations, it's like you start to notice the trend. Because like you said, if you grew up and all you see is this person out here cheating, out here being abusive, out here in and out of jail, all those different things. So those things start to pick up in a person and carry over to their dating habits. And that's another thing. You got to really be intentional about what type of person. If you see the trends, get up out of there.
And y'all,
dealing with it.
Whole time. It's funny you should say that. Whole time. So I never realized until it was all over. You know, you blind when you in something. Mm-hmm. You start noticing everything once you out.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing the stories, right, about you know, things that they saw growing up, and you know how when the dad would mess up, he would bring a certain thing home, like after being gone for however long, and then one day he would just show up with this thing, right? And the guy that I was seeing, his thing was flowers. So whole time you thinking you just getting flowers because, oh my God, it's hard. No, whole time you bringing flowers because you done went out there and did something. So where it was donuts that your dad brought, you bring flowers instead, you know? And so that's how you absolutely, you will lie to yourself. That is so true.
That's fair.
So true. You will lie to yourself and you avoid the red flags. But let me tell y'all where I got. And I hope that this helps somebody. You know, I'm older. And so what I started saying to myself was, Courtney, you have to be realistic. No man's going to be perfect. And I was saying that to myself because I felt like I was being too hard when the whole time I wasn't. I wasn't being too hard. I wasn't. But people will make you feel that way. Social media will make you feel that way. Life will just make you feel that way. Once you get to a certain age and you're still single and you don't have anybody, you start to, you know, you're a little extra hard on yourself. Like, oh, well, you know, I gotta, no. Please don't ignore them red flags. Please do not lie to yourself. Please pay attention the first time and listen to when somebody, because here's the thing, y'all. He told me the whole time who he was. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. He showed me the whole time who he was. I didn't see it. Because again, it was donuts when you was growing up. But you was bringing me flowers the whole time to compensate for what you were out there doing that I knew nothing about. So the signs be there. We just got to pay attention. And again, I'm talking to men and women. You know, I'm not just, you know, I'm a woman and this is my situation with a man, but, you know, women have red flags too, you know, and you just really have to pay attention to the signs before you make a lifelong commitment. Because, you know, of course, the end goal is marriage, I think, for everybody. So you just have to really be careful and be prayerful. I asked God, no lie, true story. I started praying. And I said, I need you to get very specific with me. I said, because I had been praying like, God, if it ain't for me, remove it. That wasn't working. And I went to God and I said, I need you to show me. I need you to make it so plain that I don't miss it. And I kid y'all not, I started praying like out loud praying, not that in my head stuff. Mm-hmm. I started praying every morning. I would send him a voice note praying. I would pray for the day. I would pray for him. I would pray for his children. I would pray for his family. No lie. On day 4 of me doing that, I prayed that morning. I don't know what made me say it, but these are the words that I said. I said, and Lord, I said, I ask that you bless our friendship. Teach us how to love each other. Teach us how to be better for one another. I said, and if for some reason we come to the end of this thing, give us the strength and the courage to walk away clean. Promise y'all to go right hand to God. I said it. And the next day, everything blew up. Somebody came, approached me, and I found out it all blew up in that day. And I blocked him that day, and I never looked back. If you pray, if you ask God, if you seek God for real, not talking about that little play stuff, When you get serious and you seek God and you ask him, there is nothing he won't show you, and it's not going to take him a long time. But when he come and he show you, you got to be ready to move, and you got to be ready to move immediately.
I love that you said that, Cort, too, because it's funny that you went to the reference of prayer, because I was gonna ask you, but you kind of answered my question before I even asked it. But as far as like a person remaining in prayer, remaining positive, how that could be a major turnoff. And like you said, you have to be able to be willing to pray about a relationship, about a friendship, and as the guy mentioned above about you allow yourself to avoid the red flags. When you start noticing those red flags, get to praying about those red flags. If it's meant to go up, show it and show it soon. Because what you don't want to get, a lot of folks still use this statement, you want to get in too deep. And what they mean by that is you don't want to invest yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually, and put everything into a person or people, and then it's draining you, and then it's taking away from you. You don't want that to happen, because once that start to happen, in your mind, you know it's wrong. But your heart then got so caught up in the situation that it's like, I need to let them go about their business.
It's hard.
I want to see them be better. I need to let them go about their business, but I want to help. No, if you start to, if their red flags are jumping off more than the positive things, God's showing it. And trust me, it's being shown. Like you said, sometimes you ignore it because you want to see the greater good in people. I've been guilty of that myself, wanting to ignore things to see the greater good, because of what we got to understand is there's 3 sets of standards. It's our standard, it's their standard, and it's God's standard. If you don't match up with God's standard, guess what? You're going to be very disappointed, because you're going to be trying to go the extra mile, getting them to meet where you are. And then unfortunately, sometimes it's not meant to be. So you got to be able to pay attention to those things.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just be careful out here, man. Like, you know, there have always been good people and bad people, but I don't know, I feel like now it's like the sense of community that we used to have is not really there. And like, you know, people looking out for each other, and just, even if, you know, like, hey, I start dating someone and it doesn't work out, I still want that person to be okay, to be good, you know, even after. And a lot of people don't operate like that. They're willing to destroy someone else, and not think twice about it. So you just gotta.
Funny you should say that too. Everybody does have to just be careful, because even with the situation that I was in, I was set up by somebody who was supposed to be my friend.
Wow.
Whole thing set up.
So they knew the person, like they knew what type of person he was?
It was their family.
Yeah.
It was their family. They were supposed to be my friend, and I got set up.
Wow.
All because, for what? You know, I can't even, what, you don't like me? You want to see me hurt?
And I guess you cut things off with them as well, like as far as not talking to them, or
I did. It's a little bit, it's a tad bit more complicated with that, for reasons I can't really talk about, but to the best of my ability, yes, I cut it off. I drew a very obvious line.
Gotcha.
But that's what I'm saying, man. It's a cruel world out here. You can be out here minding your business. Like, I don't even have to. I don't have to go on the record to say this, because we've been doing this show 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've been on live long enough for people to kind of see my character and who I am as a person. I don't have to go on the record to say how good of a person I am. People know it. Yeah. I don't have to go on the record to say I'll give the shirt off my back to anybody. People can pick up on what kind of spirit I have. But what God is showing me is that, you know, I hate to say it, it makes my stomach hurt to say it, but people are jealous of stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I ain't nobody to be jealous of. I don't got nothing for real, you know. But people will see your light and literally hate it. What you look for?
I want to ask you this, Doug. Coming from a married perspective, do you feel like?
Yes, I get to talk finally.
Yeah, I gotta get your.
I'm just playing. I
gotta get you to chime in on this though. But do you feel like they don't understand that this generation don't respect the standard of marriage like what we grew up on, just from watching, what you and your wife see just out here when you all are experiencing this world, and just seeing like different people that some that are some that are married and some that they have the title but they don't really honor those things. Like, what's your take on it? Like, what do you see out here these days?
The viewpoint on marriage now is as if it's a car dealership. I mean, if the car starts to break down, instead of taking it to the shop and getting it fixed and getting diagnostics done to see what's going on under the hood, they just automatically, hey, it's time to trade it in. It's time to get the newer model. It's time to get the one with the shiny rims and the leather seats, and it's all about appearance. And at the end of the day, marriage is not a dealership. It's a forever covenant. It's not a contract. You just can't quit when things get hard. You can't just walk away. Now, understand there are certain things that can happen that does warrant you walking away. But at the same time, most of it can be solved. It's many people in marriage tend to think that they just say I do to that person. Where in actuality, not only do you say I do to that person, but you say I do to God as well. You're saying, God, no matter what happens, I'm saying these vows not only to my wife or husband, but I'm saying these things to you, that no matter what happens, that I'm going to be here, that I'm going to abide by the vows that we have set. I can truly say that I make mistakes at times. I do. We all do. We all make mistakes. At the end of the day, there should never be a moment to where, we should just walk away. There should never be a moment that we just have that car dealership mentality. So you know what? You got on my nerves that day. I'm done messing. I'm done talking to you. Like, no, it should never get to that point. And I just think that society just really has a negative outlook on marriage. Like, marriage isn't as desired nowadays as it was back then. And that's real unfortunate because like Courtney was saying earlier, that marriage is supposed to be the end result of any relationship. That's supposed to be the pinnacle. That's supposed to be the goal in mind. Hey, I'm not just dating you just to date you. I'm not just dating you just to have a good time, but I'm dating you for marriage. And you just got to come to a point to where some people just don't want to be married. They don't want to they don't want to have, they don't want to have a sacrificial heart. They don't want to have that, because marriage it does require you to be selfless. It does require you to sacrifice. It does require you to say, hey, I'm going to put this person above me today. Um, if you're very selfish, if you're all about what I'm getting and all about what I can gain from it, then marriage is not for you. I would not advise you to get married. And many people think that they can still get married, have a single mindset. No, you cannot. It's not going to last. And then another thing is, marriage can only be achieved when you're doing it God's way. He says, I am the way, the truth, and the light. So that means that in every aspect, he has to be the only option. And like Ant said, well, not Ant, but like Nate said, there's three different types of standards. There's the individual standard, there's somebody else's standard, and there's God's standards. And marriage is only one standard. It's God's standards. So when me and Jen got married, we said since day one it was gonna be God first, no matter what. and that's what it should be. So, for any people that is looking to get married, just know that dating is one thing, being married is another. Um, that fire gets turned up 10 times more when you get married. But when you do it God's way, that work becomes easy. And you will want to work because at the end of the day, you're with somebody who God has ordained you to be with, and vice versa. So, but it's unfortunate to see how marriage has been viewed upon in this day and age, that you know it just had this freelance standard, or I can go sleep with whoever I want, I can go talk to whoever I want, I can go talk to the opposite sex, and even though it's not in a way that I'm cheating or anything, that's still a crack door. That's still a crack door for the enemy to use. So really, really unfortunate. But at the end of the day, when marriage is done the right way, it can paint a much positive picture on marriage as a whole. So I will
Can
put
I
that.
ask a question as men?
Mm-hmm.
And even for the men who are watching the stream, like I want everybody to answer this. Not even trying to be funny. I'm really genuinely asking.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all lie so good? And what make y'all want to lie? Or is that not a every man thing? Is that just some guy? I feel like it's a talent that every man has. You just know how to lie. And that's Bill. I'm going all the way back to Adam. Not that he lied per se, but he was quick to snitch. Like, Eve did it. I didn't do it. She did it. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at the wrong one. Like, it was her. It was her. But I'm more so focusing on the how y'all lie so good, and what makes you so comfortable in lying. Like, what do you feel like you gain from lying?
I'm gonna go first. Because number one, I'm a terrible liar. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a horrible liar. So I will break. Even if I wanted to start one, I'm quick to, dang, I know this ain't even right. Nah, I ain't this such and such, such and such. But I say it goes by man by man. For me, I would say if I felt the need to lie, then it's one of those things you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Although it doesn't make it any better, I think that's some guys' approach. Some people they can tell a smooth lie, and they be in the lie Hall of Fame for some of the stuff they come up with. Because I don't know, man. But I know for me, it's hard for me to really. I'm a terrible liar because I know in my mind I'm like, I've always grew up with the statement of when you tell one lie, you got to tell another lie to back that lie, to back that lie, to back that lie. Yeah. So if you don't remember lie number one, if that person got good memory, they remember lie number one. When you get to lie number 5, it's gonna be hard to remember. So
I thought you said you was going here. What happened? Like
so then you got to go back and dang, I said that. Yeah, I did that, but then I did such and such. So I think it's based on the person, because some people are no good people. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it like that. So they're more comfortable with lying rather than telling the truth, because guess what? I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna hear just to get you off my case for now. But in the back of your head, you probably like, no, he lied.
Well, what about lies that weren't even asked for?
That's why I say it really depends on the scenario or the situation. Because some people don't want we hold that the truth hurts and the truth can be ugly. So some people would rather get away with a lie or make it sound good to pass time by to avoid the real circumstances. So I would say that in some cases, if I've told a lie or felt the need to lie, it will be a situation.
It's a fair feeling.
Yeah, it's to make it easier for me. So like I'm lying to.
Look, he said, "Man, I tell everybody true. He lying. He lying. He lying right now, Tom. Man, I tell everybody.
Why would he lie? He could be telling the truth, Courtney.
He lying because he said
he definitely real. he go tell it like it is. I ain't gonna lie to you. He definitely
Yeah, I'm just teasing.
But I mean, lying to avoid a tough conversation, lying to spare someone's feelings, setting up another lie, kind of depending upon the situation. You know, it kind of depends. But some people are just sociopaths, and it's almost like mental warfare. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what, you know, that situation that you were describing, that's what that sounds like what you were experiencing.
Yeah, no, may that type of delusion and may it never find me again. That's all I got on that. But I was curious to know, like, because it seems like kind of a common thing that, you know, men just lie. And I'm like,
or I think a lot of times, especially when it comes to dating, it's like I'm trying to present myself. I'm trying to paint a picture that I'm this way, and it may not even be half of the truth. I may be 10% of what I've told you I am, but I want you to see me this way because, you know, I know that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
no, you good. Because I wanted to answer that question. Like, I ain't want to, you know, be like, well, they lie, but not me, you know, like, you know, because I'm just transparent like that. But yeah, that was me. You know, I would, you know, lie to avoid tough conversations. You know, knowing that the person wouldn't like what I did, and I would even set up another lie just in case that lie didn't land.
Yep.
You know, I had another one lined up for you, but I just had to get to a point to where I'm like, Lord, you're going to help me in this situation because I don't want to be a man who doesn't stand on his word. I don't want to be a man who's not integral. You know, that's not mature. That's not living to godly standards. You know, men, everybody, not just men, but everybody should have a sense of integrity. And at the end of the day, that's a standard I've set for myself to say, you know what, I want to be someone who's trustworthy. I want to be someone who's integral. And my actions have to line up for that. So as a person who has lived through that, who's done that, you know, it's really a tough road. When you do lie to that person, you have to build that trust back. So still striving, you know, so yeah, it can be achieved. At the end of the day, you just gotta don't be afraid to have those tough conversations, you know, because either way they're gonna, you know, it might get tough. Even if you can tell the truth, it still might be a tough conversation. But
yeah,
I'd rather for it to be a tough conversation telling the truth than when you lie. So
yeah, like when a woman asks, like, you know, how do I look in this dress, or, you know, do I look fat in this dress, or like those are
okay. So let's talk about that. Let's I think that's a perfect segue.
Well, go ahead.
Courtney, like seriously, like, I don't know.
I know, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So when it comes to stuff like that, and that's where it gets puzzling in my mind. I think that's a great point that y'all brought up just now. You mean to tell me you'll be honest about something like that if I ask you that type of question, but then you lie about something else that wasn't even asked of you? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'd be like, mental illness. Is it a mental illness on behalf of men, or is it just like what's happening? Because yes, if I say, hey, do I look crazy in this, or do I look fat? I as a woman, I want the truth. Now I know maybe all women aren't like that, but women, they probably all going to tell you, oh, tell me the truth.
Exactly. And that,
but everybody don't mean it. And I give y'all that, you know.
It's a trap.
I do mean it. You know, there have been times where you know, going back to that situation, there was times when he told me like, you know, nah, put something else on, you know, and I did, and I wasn't offended, you know, but I'm just like, so you can be honest about something like that and not spare my feelings, but you can't be honest about something that's going to spare me in the long run. And that's why I say I feel like lying is one of the most selfish acts that a man can do. Because imagine you think you hold, I'm thinking I got a Rick Ross whole time it's Jody from Baby Boy.
No, I think like, especially with me, like I don't ever want a woman to feel like she's got the upper hand on the woman that I'm with. So like taking you into an environment, and this has never happened to me, but and I would never do this, but taking a woman that I'm with to an environment where I, you know, another woman that I've been with or that I'm like actively engaged in something that I shouldn't be doing. And it's like my woman is completely oblivious to that entire fact and just, you know, like happy in her world and just existing. And little does she know that I'm, you know, with other women all the time. I don't know. That's just, I feel like that's just really like low down.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to say this. The worst lie, men, all the men that's watching, the worst lie to tell a woman out here is make sure that your occupation is what it is. Do not go on no date and tell a girl you got this big money doing all these big things and you know good and well that your situation is not right. Because when I tell you, your lie will easily get exposed the deeper you get in relationships. Now, I'm not saying that your girl wants to expect for you to be, she on some gold digging type time, but trust me, the way that you present yourself is the way that you're expected to continue. You can't come out here and we taking you on a Roof Chris. I'm taking the girl on a Roof Chris date, and then the next time I'm trying to take her to go get the Applebee's. It don't correlate. You got to make sure.
What's wrong with?
And they're wrong with Applebee's. I'm using this reference. I think Cort know what I'm doing with this.
The triple dipper.
If I'm saying if I'm about to take you on a $300 to $400 date, and then I'm dropping down to, she like, well, I expect you to take me on another date like that because it's the expectations that you set.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Bro, that sample be going in, bro.
Oh, it do. It definitely do now. But no, I'm saying because I'm certain of cases like that where, you know, somebody gonna spurge on that first time and then they're like, dang, I ain't seen that type of energy since the first date. Yeah. Because you have told a whole lie about your circumstances from day number one. So now you getting serious, but then in your mind, you like, she only want me for this. It's the standard that you set. And by telling a lie, you set the wrong standard. I'm gonna let y'all continue though.
See, now from there, that's when you start from the first date, you take her to Burger King. So that way you go up.
Kevin on stage was talking about he just tried the Whopper for the first time in a while and how good it was. So y'all can go grab
the first day, you know, we get the Whopper. Then the next day, you know, you can add cheese now. You know what I'm saying? So.
It's baby steps. It's baby steps. But nah, I'm out here eating lobster and crab legs. You know, all this and that. You know, you put yourself up in which, you know, that wasn't my situation. But still, it's like, you just got to be honest, man. You got to be honest. I'm on a 365-day fast from me.
Yeah, we got to hold off on the Grand Risings for 365, right?
365 days. Don't say nothing.
You feel me, bro?
I'm not entertaining no niggas. Do not even look in my direction.
Look at this coming.
You wrap up them points on that Chick-fil-A app. I'm telling you, hey, babe, hey.
I ain't mad at it.
I got 500 points. Get your free.
Chick-fil-A is expensive, man. I don't know.
I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm a simple person. That's why I be like, people who be lying to me you really got a problem. Cause like I'm so low key, and I'm a reciprocator. I don't never let a man, do for me, and I don't give back in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I like to reciprocate, time, efforts, energy, all that. So it's like you don't even got to do all that lying.
And I know we on here joking and stuff, but at the end of the day, like Nate said, if you can't afford it, don't do it. Like if you can afford to take whoever, because it ain't always gotta be the man taking out the women. Just saying. Just want to put it out there.
I agree.
But anyway, if you can afford to take them to, Maggiano's on a consistent basis, then let that be that. But don't do that on the first day. Be like, we gotta go to, we gotta go to Olive Garden today. Like, just don't set yourself up. That's all. Just don't.
Oh, one more public service announcement. And if you're a drug dealer, I'm gonna send you to jail. I'm calling the law. If you portray to be a dope boy, I'm calling them folks.
Fellas, there's not no Bonnie and Clyde. She's not going for it. So
if you proclaim to be a dope boy and you ain't got no money, I'm calling them people.
When they get her in that room, they about to get her some food and a soda, and she about to.
And they gonna give me that big boy stuff. They gonna give me the crab meat.
She about to sing. She about to tell it all.
I'm telling everything. I'm telling you going to jail.
First 48. They about to come get you.
You going to jail.
That'll be the fastest case ever.
I know, bro.
And guess what? Them folks in jail.
Open and shut case.
Open and shut case.
In jail, guess what? They like boys too.
Oh my God.
So you finna get exactly what you bargaining for. They like boys. You going to jail. So actually, I might set you free. You going to jail.
That's crazy. Wow. That took a turn.
No more drug dealers. I don't live that life.
Have your ducks in a row, man. Don't be
I'm
don't be out here living the street life.
Yeah. Who y'all? I needed this break though. God said, "Oh, okay, I got you."
No more drug dealers. No more. Like
being humbled by God is a different type of humility, y'all. Like when God humble you, y'all, it's different. You ain't got no choice but to sit down. When God humble you, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
God said, "Oh, okay, I see you. That's what you want. Cool.
Sit there and take it."
God said, "Watch this." Got you. Cool. But okay, I can understand a guy lying to, for trying to spare feelings. Like I hold a little bit of space for that. But like I said, I just feel like it gets to a point though, like, man, like, cause for me, it was more hurtful finding out the truth than it would have been just me knowing what was what up front. Hurt me up front. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hurt me. Don't let somebody else come along and hurt me with your truth. You know? Like, you hurt me. You tell me. Don't ever give nobody else the opportunity to come along and tell me something that I should have heard from you.
Exactly.
Yeah, they probably now lies with it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm having to learn now I got this big puzzle in front of me and all the pieces are put together by somebody else.
Put it together. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's wild to me. That's so wild. Like, don't do that to people.
Yeah.
That is so true. So true. I gotta go back. I gotta go back to this question to see because KD said this a little earlier. He said for the people that don't want to be married eventually, what's the end goal for dating for them?
A situationship, abort mission. Abort.
Order 66.
If you don't want to be married eventually, it's just gonna always be a situation. That's my opinion, though. I'll let everybody else talk about that, but I feel like If you don't want to be married, that's fine, because there's some people that just don't want that, and that's cool. But I feel like that's where honesty is a very big piece. Mm-hmm. You got to say that up front. Hey, that marriage stuff ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? And then if a person continues to go down that path after you have established, I am not in this, I don't want to be married, then that's on them. You know what I'm saying? They can't say that you didn't tell them. But I feel like, you know, for anybody who don't want to be married, a situationship is the best you're going to get.
As long as, like you said, as long as y'all are on the same page about it,
right,
then that's fine. But in a situation where you're letting somebody believe like there's this light at the end of the path where we're working towards marriage, and in reality, you're completely against it and you're just kind of doing your own thing, or really you're just wasting their time. And you know, that's why you gotta really watch, you know, and be aware of who you're letting into your vicinity, because not everyone has your best intentions.
You're right. I can't lie to you. I can't date no woman that don't want to be, that mindset isn't to get married. That's not the way that I seen things. I watched my grandparents until my granddad passed away a couple years ago. Was married for 67 years. There's no way I can sit here and that's something that I hate to say that, and that's something that's just made me think. That's the one reason why I really be appreciative to watch the marriages go past a decade, past 20 years, because we're not seeing that much with our generation more. Like you're seeing the generation behind us that's saying, you know, they've been married since the 70s and the 60s.
Yeah, you don't really see that much. You know?
Now you got some people that have been married 5 times in 10 years because they keep trying to figure it out. It is like, you know, that's.
Let me. Sorry to cut you off, man. Go ahead.
And you know, and it's like y'all said earlier, some situations are not meant to work. I'm not knocking people that, you know, it doesn't work out for them. But you know, you have some people that their mindset isn't to be in a long-term situation. You know, their focus is, some want to do it for the gram. I hate to use that terminology, but some people want to do it for the validation of the public rather than the person that's in the same house as them every day. And if that's the type of time that the girl is on that I'm interested in, I don't want nothing to do with that. What you about to say, Ant?
No, it's kind of going back to what Don was saying earlier. I think people are getting married now because it's like we grew up and that was kind of like what we saw growing up as like the finish line for relationships. But I think people are doing it now because it's fashionable to do it. Like they feel like, oh man, I've been with this person for, you know, 6-7 years. Like I might as well just pull the trigger, or, you know, doing it out of sense of obligation, or doing it, you know, some people, they feel like, hey, it's like a status thing where if you haven't been married, it's like you look like, you know, people feel like they're a failure or whatever the situation might be. And like, that shouldn't be, the reason, the motivation for why you're getting married.
That comment triggered me.
Yeah.
Y'all seen my eye twitching?
Yeah.
Y'all seen my eye twitching?
AJ, this is true too, bro. There's some people out there that's on that type of time, though. I don't agree, but that's their business. But it is people out here in this generation, and I see the post a lot on social. I know y'all probably see it, where you see a lot of them posting about, this is me and my 2 girls, or me and my 2 men. I'm like, hey, whatever, fuck y'all both, but that ain't for me. You know?
Y'all know the new show out right now that everybody is up in arms about, Polygamous.
What's the show?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
We need a whole episode dedicated just to the show.
Oh, see, that's gonna make me want to watch that.
I started watching it. I started watching that show with my wife. I said, I can't do it.
I'm telling you, we need a whole episode dedicated to just the show alone.
It's exactly
what the reason why I say that is because, yes, we look at it and we say, oh, that's a lot, but you have no idea just how much that is actually happening.
Yep.
The only difference is people not getting married, so it's not considered polygamy because they're not officially getting married. But y'all have no idea I mean, it's happening right now as we speak, all over the world.
Oh yeah, Cort got that side eye now. She wasn't going for that. Ain't that right, Cort?
I was twitching. I felt like I was twitching. Y'all should watch it. I know it's probably like a thing more, females probably watch or whatever. But I'm telling y'all, I encourage y'all to watch this. Watch it. It's 22 episodes. Y'all, I got locked in like around by episode 11. I was up in the middle of the night trying to finish the goddamn show. Once you in, you locked in, and you can't move because you be so floored at what's going on. You be so floored at what's happening.
I was really floored. I'm like, people really be doing this in this year of our Lord 2026. Like, this is like, I don't get it, man. Marriage is beautiful, man. Like, I get it. It's work. It is work, trust me. But it is beautiful. Like, you waking up with the same person every morning. You enjoying life with that same person. They smelling your morning breath. You smell their morning breath. I mean, marriage is beautiful, man. Like, it's like, come on, bro. Like, I don't, like, to Nate's point, if we're not striving to get married, then what are we doing? Like, I'm not that type of person that just want to kick it. Like, I've never been that type of person. I've always been of a mindset, hey, I want to get married. You know what I'm saying? So it was never, like a one night stand or a fling or anything. Like, I've never been that type of person. I never had that type of mentality. And for the people who do, more power to you. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, that's what you want to do. But I mean, if you plan on getting married,
I do everything too, y'all. Going through this experience it's caused me to look in the mirror a lot. And so I also want to say, because I know I've been ragging, so I don't want to. I want to also say that sometimes we have to do a self-evaluation on what's causing us to attract that type of thing, because sometimes we can be broken in an area, and brokenness attracts other types of brokenness. You know what I'm saying? So I also want to say we got to do it. That's why I said for the next 365 days, I'm just gonna focusing on me, asking God to search me and heal my broken places, because I want to be whole so that I attract other whole people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to do a self eval too, because even the people on the show, I'm like, what's wrong with y'all that y'all allowing that? You know what I'm saying? That's something on the inside of you that you allowing that type of craziness.
Brokenness.
That goes back to what I said about the not enough good men, so women feel like they got to share.
I ain't sharing them.
Or it could be something where a woman is just, so broken to where, being shareable is the only expression of love that they feel like they deserve. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like Courtney said, you have to take those moments of self-evaluation. You always got to examine yourself every day.
Yeah.
There's never a day where you will never examine yourself. You always have to check yourself. That's everybody, because you don't want to go into something and make the other person feel like they did something wrong,
right?
Due to you not being completely healed. Even I dealt with that. When I got married, I wasn't completely healed from my last marriage. I thought I was, but certain things were happening, and certain triggers started happening, and I had to just stand back and say, you know what, this person ain't doing anything to me, why I'm feeling some type of way to them, whereas let me go away, let me condition my heart, let me allow God to heal me in those areas, so that I won't look at that person as somebody who I used to deal with. So never go into a relationship broken. Like, don't Don't do that. Always have your ducks in a row, as they say, before you tend to date. Let
That's
alone
why you
get
got to
married.
do the self work, because a lot of times, like I
Do
said, you don't even know you broken. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You got to intentionally put that work in to get to the root of a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of times we don't do that. We be thinking we good. We think we fine until we get with somebody and realize we not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's important to take that space and really, and I've dated myself before, but I only did it for 30 days. That is not long enough. That is not long enough. You're not even scratching the surface. I think every man, every woman, I think there needs to be a period of time where you lock in with just you and God, and you ask him to prepare you for the person that he has for you, so that it can be good. Because otherwise, man, it's ghetto out here. It's ghetto out here. Take it from me. Learn from me. Learn from me. It's ghetto.
Well, we appreciate you sharing.
I like that you said that though, Cort, too, because a lot of people be scared of that. They be feeling like, oh, I gotta have somebody entertaining. Then you got Then sometimes you gotta be cautious about your peer pressure too, because sometimes people be like, you ain't looking at nobody. You ain't thinking of. You ain't got nobody trying to come over there. Like, if
And
your head ain't.
No, I was gonna say, and do y'all know how easy it is? Like for me, this how I know. I say, okay, God, I'm growing for real. You got to be honest with yourself. Yeah, we got to be honest with other people, but it starts with self. So me being honest with me, I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. Now I told y'all I'm a nigga at heart, so it's nothing, baby. I could pick them up and put them down. Block one, I got another one the next day. Block, I got another one the same day. Let's be real. But he's working on it.
A nigga at heart, y'all.
And I understand that that's not a good thing. Like I had to look myself in the mirror and say, it's not healthy. It's not good. Because what are you learning? Like, how are you growing? So can y'all believe, I'm proud to say this, I'm proud to share it. I have literally curved 2 people in a respectful way since my situation happened. And I said to them, hey, I'm not in a mental place to date right now. I think you're great. I enjoy, our conversations. I hope that we can have a friendship, but I have no mental capacity in this season of my life to date anybody. So I don't want to open that door. I don't want to open that can of worms. Y'all, that's different for me. I've never done that.
Growth. That's growth for sure.
It is.
I've never done that before in my life. And so I'm so proud of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud that I'm doing something different. I'm serious about my healing, so that I can make sure I never do to anybody what was done to me. No way.
There's a lot of people who don't know how to exist outside of a relationship or outside of having some sort of like situation that they're in. So, and like you said, you want to put yourself in the best position to be successful in your dating life going forward. And so really doing the self-evaluation, like you said, taking the time to really figure out, and this doesn't apply to, just you, it's for everybody in general. It's like just making sure that you're in a good space and that, you're not going into a new situation with any, anything weighing you down, anything that you haven't really worked through that you need to, mentally or, whatever the situation might be, just putting yourself in the best position to succeed, going forward. And dating would be a whole lot easier if everyone took that approach. But
yeah,
obviously,
and I want to say thank y'all, because this is the first that I've ever, I haven't talked about the situation since it happened. And I honestly feel better just sharing it with y'all,
this is a safe space,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I haven't talked about it with anybody. I never cried about it, nothing. I just I did talk to my therapist, and when she asked me why don't you feel like you cried, I said, well, I don't feel like I can cry over something that wasn't real. It wasn't real. It was one big lie. What's there to cry about? there was nothing real about it. There was one real moment, and you guys know what that was, but I'm not going to broadcast it. But that was the only real thing out of the whole situation. It was the only real thing that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, everything else was, it was built on a lie. So there's really nothing to cry about. But I do feel better though now that I talked about it. So I appreciate
that's good. That's good that you felt comfortable sharing that. What you did, whatever you shared. What you shared. That you felt comfortable in sharing that, because most people, they'll hold it in and they'll reserve it, and they won't talk about it. But the fact that you had enough strength and courage to say that, is very
I want people to
commendable.
learn. I feel like God allows us, He brings us through things for us to share it. If we sit on it, how are we helping somebody else who might be going through the same thing or facing a similar situation? We got to talk about it, and you ain't got to bash nobody or put like whole conversation. Nobody know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you can testify and tell your story without exploiting or exposing people. You know what I'm saying? I'll never expose them, for as long as I live. That's not who I am as a person. But I'm absolutely going to talk about what you did to me. I'm absolutely going to talk about what you put me through. Absolutely going to talk about that because I want other people to be aware of what to look for.
I respect that too, Cort, because we live in a world where they feel like everything has to get put on blast from these social media out. So let me tell y'all how dirty this dude is. I respect the fact that you're able to speak about your experience, but not even directly directed towards a particular person.
No, I'm not going to. I'm never going to expose him. I'm not even going to expose the friend that set me up. I'm not going to do that. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. I could talk about what happened without talking about the people directly involved,
Oh, I'm tagging you. I don't care. No, I'm just playing.
I ain't with that. I feel like
it's immature.
You can get the message across. You can get the message across without exposing, because it's a crazy world out here now. These people tagging people. And then, if for everybody who's on my bandwagon, now you got all these people sending hate messages and threats and stuff. I don't want that for nobody.
No, a lot of
send the ad. Send the ad. Pull up.
You got people who use the drama in their own life to make a story time on TikTok. Just to get views and all that stuff. So, we, like Don said, this is a safe place, for you and for anybody else tuning in. So we appreciate you, feeling comfortable enough with us to share that.
Off topic. If any of y'all watching that she's talking about it, you feel like barking, don't bark. You see, she got 3 brothers on here. Just letting y'all know that. And we all are mobile and local, so keep that in mind. Continue.
I know I got so many people who love me. I know y'all ride at Dawn about me. I got so many people who ride at Dawn about me, and so that's, like I said, that's why I ain't interested in, I don't want to hurt nobody. I just want to help people. I want to help people, and however I can do that, that's what I'm gonna do. Now, don't push me now. Don't push me now.
Like you said, she a nigga at heart.
Come on now. He's still working on me. Don't push me. But, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not trying to, I just want to help people. I want to help people by talking about my story, my situation. And I want to share my healing journey with y'all. Because right now I'm in an active healing. I'm only a month in right now. But I'm excited about where God gonna take me though,
We got some encouraging.
Glasses on. Yeah, it's from good person, Miss Willette. I'm so glad she said that, because she's totally off air. A lot of the topics you bring up really is inspirational to her. So I'm glad she got a chance to say this to you on air.
I appreciate that so much. I really do. It makes my heart smile, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's hard sometimes. I've been doing these Coffee with Courtney videos lately, and one of the things that I shared was that when I initially started going through my depression, even before all of this blew up, God told me to start making videos about it. And I said, God, how do I make a video from a broken place? Like, what am I supposed to tell people? How am I supposed to help somebody and I'm hurting and dying inside. And he basically said, do it anyway. You know, he didn't sit down and have no pity party with me. And he didn't let me have a pity party with myself. He gave me a command. He said, do it. And I did it. And I think that, you know, it has helped me so much the more just being obedient to what God told me to do, you know. And like I said, that was months ago. So that's not even this situation. So that because I was obedient back then, when I got to this situation, y'all, it didn't break me. It ain't break me. Because I was already talking and doing what God had asked me to do. So I appreciate this. I'm just trying to do the work of the Lord, y'all. I know I'm not perfect, but I'm doing the best I can.
I was laughing because I can relate to what you just said. You know, as Christians, we do understand that God will cause us to be used in whatever capacity that we can at that particular moment, and we can't say no. And you know, you made a good point when you said, you know, God, why would you tell me to do this when you know that I'm broken? He typically does that. You know, when you want vulnerability, that's the place that he wants to use us the most.
Yeah.
Because the word says that when we're weak, we're strong, meaning that when we're weak, we've depleted our strength, we've depleted our reserves, and now we have no choice but to rely on the wisdom and the strength of God. So that's the only way that we're going to be able to reach other people, to help other people through them. It's when we learn how to be comfortable in our vulnerability, how we learn how to say, you know what, I cannot do this on my own. I refuse to do it on my own. I know I can do it on my own, but I refuse to do it on my own, because who am I to say I know more than God? I mean, he's the all-seeing, all-knowing, all-powerful, like all truth. So yeah, God, go ahead and lead me when I'm broken, because God has put me in this situation so many times that the moments that I go through something, he'll have me reach out to somebody. You know, somebody might be going through something, and I'll be like, God, like, why you tell me to say this now? Like, you know what I got going on, you know. But at that particular moment, that's when he reveals himself the most, is when we're broken. So yeah, we've always tried to make this I don't even want to say, you know, channel, but this entire platform just a place of transparency.
Yeah.
Because when this, you know, ideal was originally brought forth, you know, one of the things that I had in mind, that this was a safe haven. I wanted this to be a safe haven. I wanted this to be somewhere where people can experience healing, they can experience deliverance, they can experience a mind change, a heart change. And so it's good to hear that Ms. Willette has been touched by your testimony. And I'll continue to pray that, you know, if anybody is on a healing journey, you know, that you will see the end results of that. You will see the fruits of your labor, and you will experience the full goodness of God in during the situation. So yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear about the passing of your mom.
Sorry to hear
Pray
about
that
that.
God continues to be your strength on your healing journey.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank y'all again, everybody. And we should have named the episode Courtney's Drama, because we ain't talked about nothing except my drama the whole time.
Sometimes that's how it is.
We're gonna have to run it. We're gonna have to run the love language back, y'all. From the minute we started.
Dude, this was love language.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, you know, for the next episode, I know we kind of planned on tonight, you know, people being able to participate and ask questions and that sort of thing. And I feel like it gives us more time to prepare for that now. So, you know, anybody that's tuned in, you know, we'll definitely send out the information as well. But, you know, you're welcome to join us on the panel if you feel comfortable doing that, or just type of questions in the chat. If there's anything you want to bounce off of us, or if you need advice and you just, you know, want to get our thoughts, whatever it might be, you know, we're here. Or that's what the next episode is going to be geared towards. So, you know, start putting your thoughts together on that, please.
For sure. But y'all, I think the people that heard me crash out enough for.
All right.
This was a great episode, though.
Yes,
for sure.
It definitely was.
I'm definitely gonna clip some highlights from this one.
Oh, we got to. And on that note, this has been your July edition of the Kings Cort. We will be back next month. As they mentioned, there's gonna be a Q&A show, so you need to come up with some facts. Don't get on this show watching and be scared to comment. You throw them comments in there.
Throw them in there.
Please do.
For sure.
Y'all make the show even better. Like
exactly.
we know what we can bring, but y'all bring that heat out. So
for sure.
We love the engagement. So appreciate everybody tuning in.
All right, until next time, we're signing off.
You gotta take it easy.